Hello, this is Brendan Wilmington, and welcome to the Lumen Stock Car Invitational Amateur Series, Season number 4, Race number 1. We are here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway to get the LSCI season kicked off with our first points race of the year. Now, you YouTube viewers might be a little bit confused, as this is not the Cup Series field. This is our second tier series that we have been running since 2023. No, 24, right? No, it was 23. Since this is season 4. And this is where a lot of our up and comers have been honing their skills before they get the big call to drive in the Cup Series. And all of these teams are also owned by some of the LCI viewers. So instead of in LSCI how all the teams are fictional in the sense that the owners are fictional, here they're real owners but still fictional teams. Regardless, they got some of their drivers in. Some of them are also from the LCI free agent pool. So yeah, this is the first time that we are recording an amateur series race. I don't have a co-commentator with me today. Most of the amateur series races will not have a co-commentator, but there might be a couple later on in the year that do. But let's go over your starting lineup here at Atlanta. We're going to have a 46 lap race, so it should only be a one stop race. Should be the same for the Cup race as well, but we'll have a shorter late run. In row number 1, Isabella Fitzmaurice in the 75 for Thunderbolt Motorsports is your pole sitter. She is a specialist on the super speedways and super speedway like tracks, so it's not surprising to see her up here. And alongside her is Bridget Brosseau in the number 72 for Starbound Autosport. You might recognize a few of these names, having made some starts in the Cup Series in the past. So some of them are true rookies, but some of them you might have heard before. Cassidy Jones is in row number 2, driving the number 97 for Heartland Racing. And alongside him is Steve Brack, the first true rookie in the field, driving for Seven Hills Autosport this year, in place of Simon Lawrenson, who has gone up to the Cup Series. Row number 3 is the 66 car of Kaylee Maxwell. Maxwell entering her third season with 4x4 Racing. And alongside her is the 4 car of Annie Baker, who will be entering her second season for Perez Racing. Then you've got Spencer Rallison, who has been here in the amateur series all 4 seasons with the same team and same sponsor, All Star Speed Team. And he has been one of the better amateur series drivers, just has not gotten that offer to go up to the Cup Series yet, although he has made scattered starts every once in a while. Rhea Wickham in row number 4. She's made quite a few Cup starts up to this point. This is, I believe, her third season with Riverbend Racing in that number 71 car. Then you've got the 00 car driven by Maria Gonzalez. This is the next true rookie in the field. This car was driven by Alnita Kim last year, and she did excellently in that car. Alnita Kim is now a Cup Series driver, so we'll see if Maria Gonzalez can carry the torch for Golden Empire Motorsports. Then you got the 43, another Perez Racing car driven by Walter Bowser. He has been driving for this team in all 4 seasons as well. And that is a theme throughout the field. I'd say about half the roster has been here since the start, just kind of waiting for their opportunity. And here's a name that a lot of you should be familiar with, LaTanya Gray, driving in the number 14, the other All-Star Speed Team car. She's quite a notable driver for the way that she races. So she ended up down here in the amateur series, definitely trying to get herself back into Cup. Lance Holman in the number 77 car, the other Thunderbolt car. The Thunderbolt cars seem to have qualified pretty well. The Chevrolets as a whole seem to have done pretty good in qualifying. Then you've got the other Starbound Autosport car. They're the only team in the field that has not won a race yet. Sky and Jetta, who we last saw attempting to make the Lumen 500 as a true rookie for Checkered Flag Racing a couple years ago, but this will be her first LSCI start, as she failed to qualify for that race. And then a Cup Series veteran, Oscar Duval, who drove for 3 seasons for NH Motorsports. This is his second season in the amateur series with Appalachia Motorsports. Then it's the 44 of Mercedes Washington, another longtime Perez Racing driver. And the 59 car driven by a returning Richard Mackley, who started the amateur series with North Star Motorsports until that team folded. Mackley took a year off last year and has now been hired as the Nathan Buchanan replacement at Appalachia Motorsports with returning sponsorship from Delta. This is going to be an interesting ride to see. It'll be interesting to see if Richard Mackley can do any better in the Appalachia cars because he was pretty good in the North Star cars. Then it's Stephen Jones in the number 67, the other Heartland Racing car, and the 15 of Lucas Forrester in the other Golden Empire Motorsports car. Forrester is a veteran of the amateur series as well. He drove for Riverbend Racing for a year and then again got let go from that team, took a year off, and has found his calling here at Golden Empire. He won 2 races in a row last year. Then it's the 99 of Alan Marshall for 4x4 Racing and the 95 of Bart Seiler for Appalachia Motorsports, who's expected to be leading the charge for that team this year. Then we got the 19 of Henry Wall driving for HRC Vision Motorsports, the only Honda team in the field. They struggled mightily last year, and their qualifying spots aren't too good this time, but they're hoping to have a rebound year this year. And Ben Tachenko driving for Starbound Autosport in their number 6 car, another true rookie in the field. Then it's the 96 of Dawson Lynn in his second season. He won at Phoenix last year, but didn't do much else of note. Been the weak link at 4x4 Racing, but this is his second season, so hopefully he's gotten a little better. He's improved in that 96 car. Johnny McJasmine, a part-time driver for Pacific Racing in the Cup Series last year, got a top 5 at Willow Springs as her best finish, and ended up picking up a ride with Riverbend Racing here in the Amateur Series. So we'll see how she does in that 17 car. Then you've got Mauricia Bebbles driving for Red Racing. She's made a couple of Cup starts as well, but this is her second full-time year in amateurs. Duncan Ward right next to her, a similarly aggressive driver to both Mauricia and LaTanya Gray. Also starting out back behind his 2 true rookie teammates, so, he's not going to be too happy about that. Duncan Ward has had success in a lot of other NR series, though, so it'll be interesting to see if he can rebound this year. Amani Hondayo, one of the most impressive drivers from last season, didn't win a race, but almost made the championship. So Hondayo is definitely the lead driver at Red Racing. We'll see if she can do anything better this year, although she's having to come back from a low starting spot here today, 27th. And rounding out the field is Kasumi Takashi in the other HRC Vision Motorsports car. Again, 46 laps here today at Atlanta. No DNQs. We are going to be rolling with this 28 car field for the entirety of the season. So nothing, no go or go homers or anything like that. Everybody that shows up gets to race. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for sure. Last year's race came down to the final lap in both the Cup and Amateur Series. So it'll be interesting to see if it comes down to the final lap once again.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the field will roll off the grid on the back straightaway here at Atlanta. Let's make sure everybody rolls off fine, and they do. Normally, this is the time where I'd ask my co-commentator who they think is going to win, but since I don't have one, I guess I'll pick someone myself. I am going to pick the 72 of Bridget Brousseau, starting in second. Starbound Autosports still looking for their first win in this series. Bridget Brousseau has been with them from the start, the driver from Vichy, France. I think she's going to get it done here at Atlanta to open out the season in that 72 car. Pace car pulls off. It will be Brousseau and Fitzmaurice leading them to the green flag. And we are underway here at Atlanta in LSCI Amateur Season 4. Coming out of turn number 4, Fitzmaurice is going to lead the first lap, it appears, with the pair of Yahoo cars trailing behind. Annie Baker on the bottom, Cassidy Jones up top. And Brosseau has found her way down to the inside lane to try and push the 4 car. They're 3 wide there. Maria Gonzalez, you don't want to be foot in the middle 3 wide in your first ever race. She finds her way up to the high side. And now more 3 wide going up towards the front of the field. Kaylee Maxwell and Steve Brack trying to make some moves around the outside of Brosseau, as she does not really have much help. But here comes both the All-Star Speed Team cars. Last year's race, Spencer Ralston finished second to Walter Bowser after trying to make a move on the last lap and ended up getting outsmarted by Bowser there. But both drivers are once again up near the front, just inside the top 10. Maybe we'll get round 2 between these two. And Kaylee Maxwell is trying to make some moves here. Steve Brack is looking very impressive. Again, his first amateur series race, he's just drafted up to the 97 and the 75. We'll see what he can do in that subway car as the top 3 kind of break away. Now it's going to be a while before they pit. They're going to wait until around lap 35 to make their pit stop, so we're going to have a long first stint and then a sprint at the end. At least that's what we're expecting. And the 75 and 97 have broken away. Now, one thing to note, the Amateur Series is different than the Cup Series. All of the cars and drivers are equal in ratings, so it's like how LSCI was before Season 4. We have yet to kind of have that update here in the Amateur Series. The cars are all expected to stay equal, but at some point we're probably going to put driver ratings in it, and also some sort of scouting system for the amateur drivers, or for the amateur team owners to pick their drivers from. But we were not able to get that finished in time for this year, but next year for sure we'll probably have it. Isabella Fitzmaurice and Cassidy Jones. And Cassidy Jones has been in the Amateur Series as well, but she actually, for the first 2 seasons, could not run on the bigger tracks. In Season 1, that was more of a problem because there were more bigger tracks on the schedule, but in Season 2, she only missed a few races because she wasn't old enough to run those tracks, but now she is, and she has proven herself to be pretty good on these big ovals as she looks to the inside of Fitzmaurice. Gonna try and roll the bottom here, but the top is usually better in 1 and 2. The place you really want to use the bottom is 3 and 4. That's where you get the advantage. Kaylee Maxwell up to 3rd. I believe she has 1 win, and that came at South Boston. It was almost 2 years ago. But I think she's most well known for her escapades in the Milwaukee Cup races, where she raced very aggressively, especially in the Season 3 race. Made some very impressive moves. But other than that, not much going on for Kaylee Maxwell, but she could very well change that this year. She's with a good team, one of the better Ford drivers here in the Amateur Series. She's getting pushed by another Ford here, Steve Brack. Never mind, Brack's going to peek to the inside. And the pack is kind of closed up on the 75. Walter Bowser, last year's winner of this event, trying to go 2 in a row. Sky and Jetta in her first LSCI race, although she does have quite a lot of experience in Osco. So she's one of a couple Osco drivers in here. I believe Jamie McJasmine is the only other one. Unless if you count Bridget Brosseau, who also raced in Osco Continental. So we have a few Osco drivers in here. Latanya Gray also races in there as well. But, all right, Mauricia Vebels is in here too. There's quite a few Osco drivers in the field, is what I'm trying to say. But, and Jetta is the highest running of the bunch that are running in the Osco Cup Series. Cassidy Jones, I believe, runs in Continental, so she's running in 4th right now, behind Brack and Maxwell, but nobody has been able to get past Isabella Fitzmaurice in these first 10 laps. She has had a stranglehold on the lead ever since the start of this race. Steve Brack on the inside of Kaylee Maxwell. Maxwell's going to get the push from Cassidy Jones. Rip it around the top side. And Brack's going to drop to 4th, potentially 5th, as the number 43 Ford tries to look to the inside. Again, a lot of Fords up here towards the front, but it's a Chevy that's leading them. There's a Toyota in 3rd, and then it's basically all Fords behind them. Rhea Whitcomb in the 71 in a Chevrolet, and Maria Gonzalez in a Toyota also up here. But it is mostly Fords at the front. Gonzalez and Jetta Brack all in their first amateur series races, all running inside the top 6 right now. Mercedes Washington making her way up from a subpar starting position. Oh, that was a close call. Tanya Gray sticking it up the middle between Annie Baker and Bridget Brosseau. Had Rhea Wickham in front of her, and now Rhea Wickham's going to check up the outside lane. Got a big mess back here. They're still 3 wide. Looks like Brosseau will be clear of it. And now you got Ben Tachenko in the 6 car in the middle of it, with the 99 of Alan Marshall going through the middle, and he's going to pass them both. Lots of action in the midfield right now. There's the other Riverbend car, Yami McJasmine. She's made up some spots since the start of the race. Started in 23rd and is now up to 16th. Richard Mackley, Oscar Duvall also back here. Bit of a struggle for Appalachia Motorsports, who have won all 3 drivers' titles in this series. Bart Seiler running in last right now. Amani Hondayo, Spencer Rallison, Lucas Forster, Duncan Ward all struggling. All those drivers, aside from Ward, were pretty high up in points last year, so bit of a surprise to see them back here. But back up front, Cassidy Jones trying to take second back from Maxwell. But Fitzmaurice has led all 15 laps so far. They've been able to catch the 75, but they have not really been able to pass her. And a reminder that there's no plates on these cars at Atlanta. There is quite a bit of drag on the spoiler, but this is a completely different chassis type than what the NASCAR Cup Series runs, so it races more like a typical 1.5 miles, although you are definitely seeing some super speedway elements still in there, as Maria Gonzalez is going to move up to 3rd with Mercedes Washington in tow. Mercedes Washington won her first amateur race at Las Vegas with a 3-wide pass on the final lap. There's been quite a few entertaining amateur series finishes, and the top 5 are starting to now break away. Got a bit more of a mix now. You've got 1 Chevy, 2 Toyotas, and 2 Fords, as Washington's going to try and look on the inside of Gonzalez. Cassidy Jones tried to make a move on Fitzmaurice there, but Fitzmaurice stays in front. And Isabella Fitzmaurice has been in every season of amateurs as well with this same race team, and it has been a struggle for her. She has never won a race in the amateur series. Could this be the day that that finally ends? Steve Brack has caught up to this pack and is now battling for 5th with the 44 car. Kaylee Maxwell is going to try and get the inside lane to run. I know you can get that inside to work if you hit it just right, but it is pretty difficult to do. As you can see there, Cassidy Jones is able to take advantage. And now Maria Gonzalez is going to run around the outside as well and take over the 3rd position from Kaylee Maxwell. Checking out back, it is an absolute pandemonium back here. Both the red racing cars, Dawson Lynn, Annie Baker, who was up front to start this race, has dropped all the way back here. Lots of cars stacked up back here. Checking on the tire wear, we have already had almost a second of fall off, but they are going to wait quite a bit before they come in and pit. So that will definitely throw a wrench into things. But up front, the 75 has been in control. Nobody has been able to pass Fitzmaurice. And that's very different to how the amateur race went here last year. There was a lot of passing for the lead at the start. But it has just been very tricky for anybody to get to the 75. Jones will move to 2nd. Gonzalez, Maxwell, and Brack are the top 5. Latanya Grace somehow got up here. I didn't even notice that she was up here. But a good run for the 14 car. She's making use of that outside lane, pushing Steve Brack in the 16 car. Lance Holman, the other Thunderbolt Motorsports car, trying to break into the top 10. And both of the Riverbend cars are here as well. Gianni McJasmina and Rhea Wickham. 9th and 11th. And this team struggled a lot last year. Didn't end up winning any races. So this is definitely something that the team wants to see here. Some improvement from those two cars. Especially since Gianni started all the way back in 23rd. Here comes Gonzalez for second. And she is picking up right where Alnita Kim left off. Golden Empire Motorsports has proven to be a force ever since they joined last season. They won the Constructors' Championship. Won 4 races between their two drivers. 2 each from Kim and Forrester. And now they've got the rookie Maria Gonzalez in the... in the back, the 4-car of Annie Baker just got into the wall. It's going to hold up Dawson Lynn, and the pack's a bit splintered. Did somebody blow up, or no? They're just splintered. Well, they were tightly packed together before, and now they're just kind of falling off, and it's more tightly packed at the front now. It's kind of interesting how that ended up working out, but... I think another car just hit the wall. It's the 2-car of Sky and Jetta right in front of her teammate. Be careful. That's going to hold up Walter Bowser and Annie Baker once again. Cars are starting to get the wall now. That's how you know those tires are starting to wear. That's the second time in as many laps. But they're really jamming up here at the front. Once again, nobody's had anything for the 75. Cassidy Jones has definitely been the second fastest car as well. These two have been able to pull away from the rest of the pack, but the rest of the pack has been swapping with each other quite a bit. Gonzalez and Maxwell, 3rd and 4th. Mercedes Washington going to try and move to 5th here, but Brack's going to hold his ground on the inside lane. Here's Ben Tachenko, taking the place of Sebastian Koenig, who was in this 6 car for the previous 3 seasons. Probably looking for a sponsor on that car, but he hasn't been doing too bad in his debut. Just outside the top 10 in 12th place. But all the help's up top as Oscar Duvall is leading the charge for Appalachia Motorsports. It's a bit unusual. He was kind of the one Appalachia car that wasn't really on par with the others last year. But this is signs of marked improvement for Oscar Duvall, who's struggled really his entire LSCI career, so that's good to see for that 50 car. Does Cassidy Jones have something for Isabella Fitzmaurice here? Lap number 28. We have not had a lead change yet. Very unusual, but we might make that change here as Jones is to the inside of the 75 of Isabella Fitzmaurice. I don't believe Cassidy Jones has won an amateur series race either, but she's on the inside in turns 1 and 2. And that's not going to be good news for Cassidy Jones. She had to make that pass in 3 and 4. And Fitzmaurice is going to pull away. So still not a single lead change in this race. Absolute clinic by Isabella Fitzmaurice in the 75 car. Maxwell's up to 3rd. Maybe going to go for 2nd here on the 97. Looking to the inside in 1 and 2, but she's in that same position that Cassidy was in before. Maybe she can get a good run on that outside, the 97, and catch back up to the 75 car, but I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think this race is probably going to come down to pit stops, and we're approaching those within the next 5 laps, as we're getting very close to the end of the race. Will we see any alternative strategies? I don't know if you will. I think everybody's probably going to go 4 tires here. Kaylee Maxwell pulls up to the back of Cassidy Jones. Will they try and team up on the 75 car to possibly take the lead from her? They stay single file. Oh, maybe looking to the inside here. Cassidy Jones, she can get a good run out of the corner. This is a good setup for the 97. Looking to the inside. Will she get the help she needs this time through turns 3 and 4? She's going to nose down to the inside lane. The 75 is going to slide up a little bit. But I think Fitzmaurice is going to hold her off once again. 33 laps in, Isabella Fitzmaurice has led them all. At a track that saw 26 lead changes in the Cup race last year, Fitzmaurice is trying to lead every single lap in the amateur race. But Jones is still trying. She's trying to roll that inside lane. I think with the worn out tires, it's going to be pretty difficult to do. Fitzmaurice tried to block. She was clear. I don't know why she left the bottom open still. But maybe it's because she's setting up for the run through 1 and 2. That was a great drive into the corner by Cassidy Jones. If she can stay even with Fitzmaurice into 3 and 4, this will be a great opportunity for her to take the lead. But all the help's up on the top, and Fitzmaurice is going to clear once again. Now Kaylee Maxwell going to try and challenge the 75, but the 97's still down there. They're side by side for second. We'll see how much longer Fitzmaurice can hold the lead for. All 28 cars still in the race. Maxwell trying to get a run off the outside, and she's going to clear the 97. But they still do have to pit here very soon. Is that what the 97's going to do here? Yes, it is. Cassidy Jones comes into the pits. That's going to hold up the 71 of Rhea Wickham. And almost held up her teammate as well, so that's a bad break for Rhea. She was not ready for the 97 to come in. I think she might have been the only one. No, Bart Seiler's going to join her too, so Cassidy Jones going to attempt an undercut here on the 75. I mean, I guess you got to try something to get past the 75 because passing her on track isn't really working. Fitzmaurice pulls down the pits, and she will not lead every lap of this race. Oh no, Ben Tachenko maybe was trying to come into the pits and missed it. Rookie mistake there. That's going to hold up the 17 as well. Riverbend Racing's got to be fuming that happened. 2 laps in a row to both of their cars. But Steve Brack led that last lap. So it will not be flag to flag for Fitzmaurice. Let's see where Fitzmaurice is in the pit lane. There she is. She's got the first pit stall. Oh my goodness. Is Kaylee Maxwell going to beat her out? It's going to be a drag race around, and the 75 did not get up to speed very well. On the warm-up lane, she's going to get overtaken by the 66 and the 44. And here comes Cassidy Jones on the outside. These cars still trying to get up to speed. How many of them will Jones be able to get by? She rips around the outside and turns 3 and 4. I don't think she's going to get to the lead, though. Mercedes Washington and Kaylee Maxwell are the 2 leaders, and Washington does not want to sit in second. She wants the lead now. Fitzmaurice back up to 3rd, though, and has drafted up to these 2. She's not out of it yet. Here comes another group of cars coming out of the pit lane. Watch out. Don't want to LePage the field here. Steve Brack merging into traffic. And Ben Tachenko and Gianni McJasmina, I don't know what they did in the pits, but they really had a fast pit stop. They might not have taken tires. I think some of them didn't take tires, and some of them took 2 tires. The 99 is the leader, Alan Marshall. So I think this last group had a few cars. Yeah, the 17, the 6, the 99, all didn't take tires. Forrester and Rallison also didn't take tires. So this is going to be interesting because the 66 is going to have 2 fresh tires. So will this 44 car. How many cars will she be able to pass? Gianni McJasmine a 3rd, Ben Tachenko 2nd. But they're all well behind Alan Marshall, who might have just pulled off an incredible pit strategy to steal the win of this race. Maxwell is going to get past McJasmine, and never mind. PJ's going to fight on the inside. There's only 6 laps to go, and if the 66 is struggling to pass the 17 like this, then I don't see any way that she could catch up to the 99. Ben Tachenko's trying to close in to Alan Marshall, but he's 2 seconds back, and he's on the same strategy as Marshall, so I just don't know if that's going to work out. Here we go. 5 laps to go. Alan Marshall all alone. Tachenko still eating into his lead, but not by enough. The 17 finally does get passed by the 66, but I just don't know if those 2 tires are going to be enough to catch the 6 and the 99. Maybe catch the 6. I think Maxwell could possibly get to second. But even with the very slow lap times of these two, I just don't think that they have enough time to get to the 99 car. 4 laps to go. Alan Marshall and 4x4 Racing trying to open out the season on a win, although Tachenko is closing in. He closed in by 0.8 of a second last time by. He's going to try and use the draft to catch up to the 99, and maybe this will be a race after all. Ben Tachenko, the true rookie in his first start in the Amateur Series, trying to close in on Alan Marshall. Will he have enough time, and if he gets there, will he be able to pass? He's cut the lead in half again. And here he comes. He has caught up to the 99, but we saw everybody behind the 75 that first run. Nobody could pass her. Will Tachenko have the same difficulty passing that everyone else did on the 75? He's to the back bumper of Marshall as we come to 2 laps to go, and the 2 Fords are going to try and duke it out. A third Ford trying to catch them, Kaylee Maxwell. But I don't know if she's going to have enough time. Side by side for the race lead, Ben Tachenko on the inside lane, getting a good run through the corner. Marshall's going to try and get the run off. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Marshall's going to clear into turn 3. And he's setting up well here for the final lap. But Tachenko's still there. He'll have one more shot at it. 1 lap to go for Alan Marshall. The white flag is out here at Atlanta, and it looks like it's going to come down to the last lap again. Tachenko's going to peek the nose underneath the 99. He got through 1 and 2 pretty good. He ran up in that middle lane, which is definitely a lot better than taking the bottom. They're going to be side by side through 3 and 4. Is Tachenko going to be able to make the pass? He's clear of Marshall. Ben Tachenko, the true rookie, in his first LSCI start, is going to steal the win on the final lap at Atlanta. Can you believe that? It looked like it was going to be an Isabella Fitzmaurice domination, but she ends up in 4th. And a good call by the pit crew to not take tires, plus a great drive by Ben Tachenko, gets Seven Hills Autosport the win at Atlanta. Somebody get a sponsor on that car now. He's earned it. His first ever LSCI start, and he just won here at Atlanta. And I don't think he started that high either, so it was a tremendous drive for him. Boy, the rookies in general showing out for Seven Hills Autosport. I see the 16 up there too. But what a race that was. Here are your final results. Ben Tachenko gets the win in his first ever LSCI race, gets it on the last lap over Alan Marshall and Kaylee Maxwell. 4x4 Racing finishing 2nd and 3rd. 5 Fords finishing in the top 6, 6 of them in the top 8. The Fords really showed out here today. Isabella Fitzmaurice led almost the whole race, but she did not end up winning the race. It was the slow pit stop. It was the poor pit strategy that ended up costing her, and she's going to have to wait a little bit longer for that first career win. Steve Breck, Big Yale, gets a top 5 in his debut. So again, Seven Hills Autosport rookies really showing out here today. Brack was up front the whole race, so he definitely earned that top 5. Mercedes Washington, Johnny McJasmina finishes 7th on debut. for Riverbend Racing. So definitely a great run for her. Dawson Lynn finishes 8th. Spencer Rallison and Lucas Forrester round out the top 10. And there you see the rest of the results. Everybody finishing within 10.2 seconds of each other. So the field was very close together. I mean, it didn't have as much time to spread out, but regardless, very close race here. Tough break for Maria Gonzalez, who was having a good run in that 00 car, did not get that last pit stop nailed down. But hey, you know what? You're gonna learn those things as you get to race here. Annie Baker started up towards the front, ends up finishing towards the back, joined by her teammate Walter Bowser and Rhea Wickham, who spent some time in the top 10, as well as Sky and Jetta, who spent some time in the top 10. They all ended up with not so great runs. But yeah, one more congratulations to Ben Tachenko, winning a caution-free race here at Atlanta. Gets the win on the final lap, and I believe that was the only lap he led all day. So very impressive run. And yet another LSCI race here at Atlanta comes down to the final lap. Maybe we'll see that in the Cup race too. Who knows? That's going to be 2 days from now here on Thursday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, April 7th. So I don't know when it's going to be out on YouTube. Maybe, hopefully before the Cup race. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Make sure to tune into the Cup race here later this week. And I hope you all enjoyed. One more congratulations to Ben Tachenko and Seven Hills Autosport for their win here at Atlanta. And I guess not on behalf of anybody because I'm by myself. This is Brandon Wilmington signing out for the Left Turn Network.